Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this very wet Tuesday night. If you are here on anywhere on the East Coast, I guess, of Australia at the moment, you are getting very, very wet indeed. Tonight we're talking all about menstrual cycling, which is really exciting. I actually do enjoy this topic. I think it's something very different, something that we don't often talk about. And in my opinion, we don't really get taught about this very much, or I certainly didn't when I was growing up. My mum actually had a hysterectomy quite young. So by the time I got to my teen years, she had forgotten so much about just the actual process and what you go through, that I was kind of left to learn from my cousins, and I didn't have any sisters, so my cousins or other family members or close friends to sort of guide me through that. So this is something that is really reliant on how you're brought up and how your family communicates this with you as to what you probably know about your periods and your menstrual cycle outside of doing your own research. So this is a really cool topic. It's something that I've learned about in the last couple of years throughout my journey of being pregnant. I took birth control for a really, really long time. And when I started deep diving into some of the research around my body and what was going on after each of my babies, my periods really changed. I went through a lot of different things, some things my body had never experienced, and that kind of led my quest into understanding more about all of this. So, all right, it's Tuesday night. We're going to get straight into it tonight, and any questions, let me know at the end and we can go through them. So, who is Simone Louise? Well, this is me, and this is my journey through my three boys. So from 2014 through to 2018, these are my three kids that I had, and I had quite the weight loss increase and decrease throughout my pregnancies. So my first son born in 2014 to my last one born in 2018, I lost a massive 57 kilos over these three pregnancies. So I had very healthy pregnancies. I put on quite a bit of weight, and this was my journey to lose it. So I've always been passionate about health and fitness, and it's something I always did on the side from my corporate career, but I really just felt the need to share my journey and help others out there who were going through what I was going through and the ups and downs of parenthood, shift working life. For those that follow me, you guys know I'm a shift working wife. My partner's been a shift worker for 12 years now, and what that meant for me along our health and fitness journey as a family, for me as a woman, and raising my kids into a healthier lifestyle. So last lockdown, I kind of was sitting back and just stuck inside like we all were, and thinking about what is it that makes things so hard for people to get fit and exercise? Why do people struggle with it so much? If it was easy, how come we're all not doing it? And I basically came up with a huge list of different things that I do every day that helps me become healthier and happier. And I essentially designed that into an online course. This is a 5-week course that goes through 5 pillars of subjects. And this is, I guess, probably a pre-exercise course, right? So if you feel that you're not even at the stage yet where you can think about just eating well and exercising, if you're feeling like you still need to figure out some of the fundamentals, this is exactly what this course is about. And each of the topics that I talk about each Tuesday night, these are all small snippets of my course. So there is an in-depth training module about our menstrual cycles and our periods inside this course, and this is just a tiny snippet of that. So tonight we're going to talk about why understanding your period is important. We're talking about the 4 phases that make up the 28-day cycle of a menstrual cycle and of your body cycle, and some tools and resources that you can use to help you going forward. All right, so what is a menstrual cycle? So the menstrual cycle it's a series of natural changes in hormone production and the structures of your uterus and your ovaries, which is the formation of our female reproductive system. And obviously that's what makes having a baby and falling pregnant possible. So there's 28 days generally in a cycle. Some of us go longer, some a little bit shorter. If you're using different types of contraceptive, like the Implanon, birth control, all of these things can slightly adjust your cycle. But generally, and what I'm going to talk to you about today, is all based on the stereotypical 28-day cycle. So our first phase is our menstrual cycle. Now, this generally lasts between 3 and 7 days, and this is essentially when you're bleeding, right? So there's 3 things that we should be focusing on and thinking about within each of these phases. So we want to talk about what we should be focusing on emotionally, in our mind, where we're at. We're going to be talking about what exercises can support us through this as well. And we're talking about food that we should be eating to support and nourish our body through these phases. So when we're on our period, when we're in our menstrual cycle, whatever you like to call it, what we should be focusing on is spending time evaluating and analyzing. So this is a really good time to reflect. This is a good time to take that bird's eye view. If you manage projects, if you oversee events, this is the time to sort of overview those types of things. If you're forward planning what might be happening in your year, thinking about when you might like to take a holiday, this is the week where you can really have a top level approach to those kind of tasks that will really support you emotionally and get your mind going and really just make you feel good and stimulate it. When it comes to your exercise on your period week, you should be keeping your exercises very, very light. Things such as walking, just like a balance workout is what we call it in the Fit for Life program, a recharge workout, some stretching, some really, really light yoga or Pilates, but even some of those moves may make you feel uncomfortable in the body positions that you may need to get into. So keeping it really light and easy is essentially the key, and not giving yourself a hard time about it, okay? If you are in a routine and you do like to do your fixed exercises on particular days, doesn't mean that you can't get up and you can't move your body, but move it in ways to support you. Now, a perfect example of what you might have seen from this is when... What's the matter? Mummy's on the meeting. Go back to bed, please. Thought they were asleep, not asleep. Go to bed, please. So a perfect example of this may be when you're doing one particular exercise. Say you might do a step class or something like that. Then the following week when you have your period, you go back and do that same step class and everything just feels that much harder. And you're thinking, why is this harder? I did this last week and I really enjoyed it. And now it feels so much more difficult. A lot of the time that's because your body just isn't in the mood to do that, right? Okay, when you're in that phase of your cycle. Can you go to bed, please? Past your bedtime. No. So when it comes to your food, we want to be focusing on nice protein and fats within this phase, okay? So cooking more stews, more soups, those hearty type meals that feel satisfying, they're really going to support you through this phase. Now, a lot of the time we develop this big sweet tooth, right, when it's that time of the month. And generally that's because we're just trying to give our body a boost of energy. But what we really need to understand is it's not the time of the month for us to be energetic and out doing these things. I know a lot of people who have really gotten into the sync of their period cycle, they actually don't avoid socializing within this week as well, because they're just not in the right mindset. Their body's not in the mood to have that connection and stimulation. This is really a time to go and spend some time with yourself for self-care, for self-reflection, and just really being about you, taking the time out to care and nourish yourself. So giving yourself those nice feel-good meals. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to go out and binge on pasta or those things. You can still have some really nice vegetable meals. You can still keep your cooking healthy, and whatever style of eating you do, if you're low carb or anything like that, you can certainly still do those types of things. Just think about how you're cooking your food. Try roasting your food. That will really support you in having that nice, warm, hearty meal. So if you're trying to eat a week of salads on this week in your period, you're probably not going to enjoy it. You're probably going to dislike it. And then you're always going to be searching for something more. You're going to want more food. You're going to want something different. So support yourself with those hearty meals. Now, after we've finished our period, we move into our second phase, which is the follicular phase. And this phase goes from 7 to 10 days approximately. So what we want to focus on in this phase is brainstorming and really high creativity. So if you're working in a business environment, this might be a really good time to have meetings, to bring people in together, to get that collaboration going, to get your brainstorming going. If you like planning things, this is going to be a good time to be thinking out ideas and what you could have at an event or those sorts of things. It could be using around the home. If you're renovating a part of your house or refurbishing something, this would be a really good idea to start your Pinterest board, or to really just think about what you might like to plan out. If you're planning a birthday party, you might have some really great ideas sparking throughout this phase of your menstrual cycle, of your body cycle, essentially. So when it comes to our exercise, you want to be trying different things. Discover moves you love, what really inspires you. Dancing might be something really fun. A Zumba class might be really exciting for you. It's just about experimenting. It's about more energy and connection as well. And when it comes to your food, you want to be keeping things really fresh and vibrant. So light foods that make you feel more energized. So you're not going to be wanting those heavier soul food type things. You're going to be wanting to keep your meals a little bit lighter, keep it fresh, because your energy is going to start picking up now, and you want to be eating food to support you. You don't want to be having food that's going to weigh you down and make you feel a bit sluggish. Yeah. You're going to want to have food that really is starting to pick up your vibe and help you feel vibrant and excited for the days ahead. So the next phase that we move into is phase 3, which is our ovulation. Now, this is the baby making phase, right? So this phase is really short. The window of opportunity for any of those who are trying to have a baby or have gone through the process of trying to conceive, there is the smallest window of opportunity each month for you to fall pregnant. That's when you're ovulating. And that is in this window here, which lasts from 3 to 5 days. Now, essentially is what this is when your eggs are coming through your fallopian tubes, coming down and lining into your uterus, right? We want the sperm to meet the egg. That's how we have a baby. So when it comes to our focus, we want to be in a really high state of communication and collaboration. So this is essentially, and you can understand why this is, right? When this is the phase of what our body is priming to do, you want to connect. You want to be having those good conversations. This is a great time to socialize because you're feeling really connected. You're feeling like you want to have great conversations with people around you. You want to collaborate and work together. So if you're looking to do a partnership with someone, if you're in your own business and you want to perhaps set up some joint ventures or some partnership type work, this is the phase where you can really have those meetings, because you're going to feel in a really adaptive state to have that sort of mode. So when it comes to your exercise, you want to be choosing things, you're going to be bursting with energy in these 3 to 5 days, right? Our body is primed to go. Getting in the bedroom, if this is in your phase, if this is what if you're looking to have a baby, if you want to conceive, get your exercise in the bedroom, okay? Otherwise, for the rest of us, my husband is dead set, no more babies. So in this phase, he'll be staying well away from me, and he will be telling me to go and do my HIIT class, go and get that strength training in, do some running. This is a really good time for your exercise to be about whatever feels good for you, but it's anything that can give you high energy. So nice bursts of cardio. You're going to be feeling really strong in this time as well, really just vibrant in your life. So choose anything that really will help you get that intense burst of energy out, and that exercise is going to be really great for you. Now, when it comes to your food, fill up on raw veggies. This is really great to support your immune system and your blood and everything that's happening in your body. Nice salads are great at this time. Your carrot sticks and your hummus and all those kinds of nice snack things that are cold, snap fresh. This is all going to help you in this phase just to keep the momentum of the communication, of your exercise styles, everything just really nice and vibrant and pumped up. Now in our fourth phase, this is called the luteal phase, and this is the longest phase. So this phase goes from 10 to 14 days. So this is our focus week for almost 2 weeks essentially. This is the back half of our cycle, and this is where we want to start really completing things, getting through the to-do list, okay? Really punching that out, finishing those tasks, make those project timelines fall into line. Now, I know a lot of people that have actually structured their whole work life balance around these 4 phases because it has impacted them in such a positive way that they are just blown away, absolutely blown away by how much this has really been a game changer in their productivity, in their workplace, in their home life, and everything. So this is a really good time for completing tasks, getting through that to-do list. If you've been wanting to clean out a particular cupboard, if you've got that really mess of a cupboard and those sorts of things, get that task done, put that on your to-do list over this phase in your cycle, and you'll get through it. You will get it done. If you put something like, getting through cleaning out the home office drawers on the week when you're on your period, you're not going to do it. That's the last thing you want to be doing. So planning out tasks that really align with where you are in your cycle can help you benefit from that so much. Now, when it comes to your exercise, you want to start the week with your strength work. And then as this phase comes to an end, you want to start moving into those stretching type exercises, those balancing type exercises towards the end of this phase as your body is getting ready for menstruation again. So start really high energy and then move to taking it easier. And when it comes to your food, really supporting yourself with a lot of leafy greens. We're going back to the roast or the baked veggies and those sorts of things, and proteins that are really nice and nourishing and fulfilling. Nice warm meals, again, is what our body is going to be craving as we change into that phase. So some tools and recommendations that I have for you, if you're interested to know more in depth about your period and your menstrual cycle, all about birth control, I highly recommend reading the book In the Flow. That's by Alyssa Vitili. I don't have any affiliation with her at all, but I've got so much information from her in a really great way to understand it. It was a fantastic book, highly recommend it. She actually also has an app, and she sells supplementation, which she can really help. And she talks a lot into, I've lost my words now, endometriosis and polycystic ovaries. So she talks a lot into her journey that she had through clearing up acne and all of those sorts of things, from managing her 28-day cycle a lot more and understanding her body. So really great book. You can get it on Audible as well, so you can listen while you're folding, washing, or whatever you're doing. And she also has an app that you can use to start tracking your periods, and it does remind you of which phase you're in. So it helps you as a prompt to be able to learn more about that. So I highly, highly recommend that book. Other things you can do if you're feeling like things aren't right, if you're feeling like something's off, definitely go and see your GP. Go and get some blood tests done. Make sure that all your levels are okay, everything's feeling good as well. Um, Having great relationships around you, whether that's with sexual energy, whether that's just general connection, it's really important to have those really strong relationships. It does support you, your community, and the people you spend your time with. 100% your affect your body internally and externally. I strongly believe that. Now, I also believe in eco-friendly products. Just taking out some of the chemicals from your household can be really, really beneficial to changing your body's natural rhythms into what it should be in a more natural element. Now, I've talked about this before, and I know that it's not an easy journey to navigate to moving to eco-friendly products, but I just recommend starting small. Start with the little things that you can change and build on that over time. I know for myself as well, when I first decided to go to removing chemicals from my household, it was a cost factor. That was a big thing for me as well. So just I did it in stages. I did it over a few months that I decided, okay, this month I'm going to change out my laundry products to eco-friendly. The next month I decided to do my kitchen products. The next month, bathroom. The next month I changed makeup and all those sorts of things. So for me, it was a gradual process. I didn't literally clear out everything of my house and start again. That would just cost a little bit too much for me in one go. But it's a really great idea to see how that changes your body. If you're having issues with your skin and those sorts of things, although that can be a hormonal imbalance, when we have a breakout, we know when it comes to that week, great pimples are here and all those sorts of things. Having some really great products to support you that are chemical free can be really, really beneficial for you as well. Our skin is different through each of our phases, and we can be more sensitive at certain times within our cycle as well. So supporting ourselves through those eco products are a really great way to see if that really helps you manage your symptoms. And of course, supplementation is also something that can really assist you as well. If you are struggling with PCOS, with polycystic ovaries, with endometriosis, all these types of things, please make sure you're working closely with your healthcare professional, because they will be able to provide you with the most personalized advice. There is a lot of information out there to research on the internet, but you don't know where the information is really coming from. Okay, Dr. Google can be anyone just writing a blog on a forum or on their website or anything. So be mindful of where your information is coming from, where you're researching what you may want to do when it comes to supplementation to support yourself, and really informing yourself about the differences in birth control options that you have. I certainly didn't realize that there were so many side effects to taking birth control in the pill. And once I equipped myself with the knowledge of what I was actually putting into my body, I definitely stopped pretty much instantly once I found out. So really equip yourself with that knowledge. Find some studies that you can rely on that have science-backed relations, so you can be certain that what you're reading and what you're making a decision on is an informed choice. That is really, really important, to make sure that the information is true and accurate. So how can I help you with this? What can I give you further than this webinar? So the first step, if you wanted some more help in setting up your routine and working out your cycles and things like that, would be to jump on a free 15-minute discovery call with me. So I can help you get clear on the exact challenges that you need to overcome to optimize your body and your health this year. Make 2022 the year that you really make some changes. Okay, we're sliding into March. It's a new month today, but it still is the first half of the year. There's so much time for action. So don't let another year slip you by. So during the discovery session, it is a really fast-paced call. Basically, we go through and analyze your current schedule, your lifestyle, what are your goals, what are you challenged with right now, and see what's possible for you to achieve in the next 90 days. Then we move into talking about your schedule, and each week we work out exactly when you're going to work out, when you're going to plan your meals, and prioritize your key tasks, as we just talked about in those 4 phases, to get you the best results in the least amount of time, right? Because when we're working with our body, things flow when you actually enjoy doing it instead of dragging your feet and feeling like it's a chore. And then last, but definitely not least, we put it all together, and I'll give you some recommendations to stay one step ahead no matter what happens, so you can really start executing without excuses. Just get in there and make this happen. Make this the year of change for you to hit your health and fitness goals. So, essentially, to make your healthy lifestyle stick for long-term benefits, you need some discipline, you need some structure. Motivation does come into it, but I tell you, discipline and structure will get you further than motivation ever will. And creating these things will allow you to feel clear, to feel confident and excited about your future and your health goals. So I will drop a link in here if you want to have a 15-minute chat with me. No obligation, definitely no sales scripts or anything like that. This is 100% about you and what I can do just to help you get kick-started on your health and fitness journey. So I just wanted to finish with saying, listen to your body, work with it, not against it. And once you know how you can really establish what works well for your body, you'll just skyrocket in so many areas. Your emotional well-being will feel so much better. You'll feel lighter physically and emotionally. It will just help bring so much abundance in different thoughts, in different creativity, in different connections, and definitely working on your self-care and your self-love by treating yourself to taking that time out when your body needs it, instead of pushing through and really just grinding and struggling so much. So tracking your period is really important. This is really great. It will help you understand this a lot more. Now, I forgot to mention earlier, I often get questions about, well, what happens if you have an irregular period, or if you've stopped birth control and you haven't got your period yet, where do you start? What do you do to track? Or also, if you've gone through menopause and you still want to think about this a little bit more, what can you do? So the best way to get in tune with your body if you don't have a regular period at this stage is to go in line with the moon cycle. So when there's a full moon, take that as you being your menstrual cycle as well. So getting in line with the cycle of the moon is a great place to start for you in working on those phases. And then as you start to adapt a little bit more, you start to understand your body and the phases, you can tweak and adjust the phases into a routine that suits you. But if you don't know where to start at all, start with the moon cycle. That's a perfect way to start. And be kind to yourself while you're discovering your intuition. Early on in my journey, I used to say to people that I don't have any intuition, I don't have any gut feelings. And I don't know why I ever thought that, because I do have a lot of intuition. I just need to listen. I just need to stop, take a breath, and listen to what's happening in here, and listening to what's happening in here in your heart, right? Instead of just being on the go, 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 go all the time, just take a moment to take it all in, take a breath, think about it all, and, you know, things will start to fall into place. Your body will tell you what it needs. So it's my pleasure to be here with you tonight. I hope you're staying safe and well with everything that's happening here in Australia through all this weather. And for everyone who's got family overseas, sending so much love to you right now. I know it's such a hard time, but make sure you look after yourself, because we all know that if we don't look after ourselves first, then we can't truly give back to those that we love most around us. So have a great week. It would be my pleasure to help you. So feel free to reach out for that 15-minute chat, DM me or send me an email. You have all my details. And if you're not following me already, you can catch me. Mostly, these are my 3 platforms. I'm on LinkedIn. You can find me on Facebook and Insta as well. I have a little bit of everywhere. So I have a YouTube channel. This is probably, if you're watching the recording, this is where you are right now. There's lots of different workouts on my YouTube channel as well. If you want to support yourself through different phases, different cycles, you can also jump onto the 7-day free trial of the Fit for Life app as well, that you can do that. And the Healthy Habits course. If you're interested to go through the course before really getting into a lifestyle fitness program and nutrition program, that's a perfect way to get started. So if you're interested in any of those, please feel free to DM me or get in touch with me, and I can give you more information about all of them. So have a great week. Take care of you, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye.